Hello and welcome to Flareon Reshiram. Hey Flareon, what do? Let's have a look at the main attack that we're after here. Bright Flame for 3 NGs hits for 190. With a Choice Band, that's 220 against a GX Pokemon. Good numbers indeed. But unfortunately, we have to discard 2 Fire NGs to use this attack. So, how do we get him set up? Well, Flareon can help here too. With 1 Fire NG, Heat Stage, hits 30, but we can attach 3 Fire NGs from our hand in any way that we like. So he can set himself up or set other Pokemon up as well. So how do we get those Fire NGs into our hand? Well, Fiery Flint. You discard 2 from your hand, you can go and search 4 Fire NGs from your deck and put them in your hand, ready for Flareon to use. But Flareon's not the only one that can take advantage of this. In fact, a better turn 1 is to actually use Kiawe with Reshiram. So Kiawe, he can search your deck for 4 Fire NG cards and attach them to one of your Pokemon. The downside, your turn ends. But if it's turn 1, you're not attacking anyway, so that's not a big deal. And if we attack him to our Reshiram, then turn 2, we can use Vermilion-GX, hitting for 180, potentially getting an easy KO, but we can also attach 5 Fire NGs from our hand to our Pokemon any way that we like. We can then get ourselves set up with a couple of Flareons on the bench, ready to roll, and we're set for the game. And that is really how the combo here works. So, shall we begin? I think we shall. Hello and yours, and welcome. So I've got Eevee to go up front, a draw supporter in behind him. I would rather that just about be an Ultra Ball here. But we're going to have to attach NGs the good old fashioned way. Can't quite get a KO turn 1. Blacephalon deck with a Slugma. Oh, I can take advantage of that Heat Factory. That's good for me. Why would you need perfect draws with a Blacephalon deck? Very interesting indeed. Very, very interesting indeed. Alright, let's see if I can take Blacephalon down. Oh, I do not want to see that many of you straight up. Let's see whether or not I've got the third one in deck. Thank you. Thankfully it's not prized. So right here, what I want to do is Heat Factory that away and see what I get myself into. So we're going to Eevee down. I'm not going to be able to evolve you. So I think we Nest Ball down here a Reshiram. And we Nest Ball the other one for the Victini. Although I should have actually used that for the Fiery Flint, now I think about it. I got rid of the other Nest Ball. Get rid of both Flareons or get rid of my only draw supporter? Oh, trust me dude, I just made a serious mistake. Let's get rid of my only draw supporter. And pull in NGs. And what we're going to do here is we are going to Heat Stage. Chucking 3 energies onto my Pokemon, 2 to you, 1 to the Reshiram. Seriously can't believe I made that mistake of pulling in the Victini when I did. I should have used the Fiery Flint with that Nest Ball, so I could have kept that Judge in hand, ready to roll. I'm interested to know why he needs so many NGs in hand, unless he's running a Flareon, maybe? Let's go on with a Guzma. What's he going to pull into the active? So the Reshiram. The upside here is I can get a lot of NGs. Just YOLO'd. The upside here is I can get a lot of energies onto the Reshiram next turn. It's going to burn and confuse though. Well played from my opponent. I can switch. That's what we do here. So we're going to go Flareon up. We'll whack the energy onto... I actually do think I go to the Flareon here, because then I'm only 1 energy away from attacking twice. So we're going to go to the Flareon here. We are going to use this as a switch to my Flareon. We are going to use the Oranguru to pull in cards. And we'll keep that for the moment. And we'll use the Bright Flame to take out this Blacephalon, knowing that those 2 NGs are saved from my opponent. So there's 2 prize cards just there. Another Fiery Flint and a Fire NG. So, to take out this, he'll need to discard 4 energies. Now it's only 3. Is it 3? 50. That makes it 80. 3. Yeah, so it's 3 energies. So if he discards all of his energies here, he gets rid of the Flareon, which is good for him. And really puts me on the back foot in this matchup. So what am I doing here? I think I am... It's going to Professor Kukui as well. Does that get it within 2? So it's 100 now. Not quite. Got to work out where I'm getting the KO. So, with the Reshiram, I think I put Reshiram up front. And use his attack just to put 2 Fire Energies to the Reshiram. Yeah, I think that's the play. Because I can go and get 2 Fire Energies to the Reshiram. And I think we set up our Victini. I think that's the play. So we'll Choice Band to our Reshiram. We'll put a Fire Energy on Victini, I feel. Just because, how many energies are in here? 5, you're hitting for 100. Nah, setting up the Victini this early is a little bit short-sighted. I think we go onto the Flareon. Wish I could look in my deck to see how many energies I've got left in deck. You search it from deck, don't you? Yeah, search from your deck, attach to any way I like. So we're going to go to the Flareon here. We're going to Flame Charge. Go and get 2 energies from the deck. I've got 3 left in here. Attach them to the Reshiram. And hope the Reshiram can survive this turn. If he is able to survive this turn, he can take the KO here on the Magcargo. and at the same time set up the Flareon ready to go in the back line. So my opponent needs a Fire Energy to put onto the Magcargo, a perfect draw Fire and 2 Magcargo pulls of Fire Energies. Instead he's going with the Victini, setting up the Victini for a KO on the next turn maybe, which would probably be good for him. He didn't get the Fire Energy pull there. Because it means I'd have to take out the Victini. How many NGs can I attach? Up to 5. And discard 2 NGs at the same time doing it. So he YOLO'd and missed twice by the looks of things. Which is good for me. I think that now pulls me into the advantage here. As I can take out the KO next turn. And at the same time start putting energies onto the Flareon. So it'll be 1 energy to you. I can use the other 3 energies to the Flareon. It's going to Guzma. That Guzma hurts. Alright, that Guzma certainly does hurt. Changes the plans drastically. It's the same... So we go Fire Energy onto the Reshiram here with Cynthia. Searching for my switch. And I did get the switch. That is clutch. Is there anything else that I could want here? Ways to get energies. So we'll Energy Retrieval. We'll chuck these 2 energies into my hand. I'm only going to be able to attach 2 energies, but that will have to do for the moment. So we're going to switch back. We're going to chuck a Choice Band onto the Flareon here. We are going to use Vermilion-GX. Take out this Pokemon, plus chuck the 2 energy cards onto the Flareon at the same time. Don't get as much value out of that as I would like. Because now this Reshiram is 2-shotting the Magcargo, but I've got the Guzma that I can Guzma to this Magcargo in here and then hit with the Flareon. And the Flareon will 1-shot the Magcargo in the back line there and put more pressure on my opponent. It's got the Field Blower, so that stops that. That's where I should have held. Really should have held that Choice Band. So we've got plenty of Energy Recyclers. You can YOLO 3 times this time. If he's able to take out this Reshiram here, let's think about that now. The Flareon's able to take out this Magcargo and pulls me within 1 prize card, but I need a way to take another prize card. That'll put 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 energies in the discard. I do have enough energies to power up the Victini. But the Victini's only doing 200, so it needs another one in the discard. Alright, not attacking. So what's the play here? Do I just Scorching? I don't really want a Guzma here, because I can't take it out. I actually think we just go with the Scorching Column and leave it at that. Although, is there anything that's useless to me here? Just so I can start powering up the Victini. I think this is good. And we'll get rid of the Ultra Ball. I think we get rid of the Tapu Lele because I don't really need it. And we'll go and pull three NG cards in. And we'll start powering up this Victini. And that's all I want to do here. Although I do need another NG into the discard at some stage. I think that's what we do. We're going to chuck an NG into the discard, draw another few cards. That's good for me. So now we do Scorching Column and just get this Magcargo within one-shot range. So now we'll see what my opponent's going to try and do. If he does Guzma, that would help me a lot. He still needs 3 energies to be able to attack and take out this Reshiram. He's got a second one on there in the back line. I'm assuming that he must have a Guzma, which is dangerous for me because it means that he'll target down the Flareon. But he needs a lot more energies than what he's got currently to target down that Flareon. So we'll see what he gets. He's used his NG attachment to get it, I believe. He's got 3 Magcargo GXs to potentially get 3 energies onto this, which would be enough. Although he only needs 4. So yeah, he's in a good shot if he can get the Guzma of taking out my Flareon. If he takes out my Flareon, it really puts me in a bad spot. I do think what I would have to do is potentially use my Guzma to take out the Magcargo that's currently in the active with the Victini. That might be the playback. So that'll be one of those NGs. Although I don't think he took anything with his Tapu Lele, or at least didn't take a Guzma. He's got a manual switch. So attacking the Reshiram is preferable. Because I've got the backup plan in Victini for this Reshiram going down. So, I'm thinking this is a better situation for me. Him going after the Reshiram. He yellowed, missed. It's going to yellow again. Needs an NG. He missed. And I can't one-shot this with the Reshiram. But what I could do, let's chuck a Potown out there, is I can Guzma now. Or do I want to save the Guzma? Did he chuck my Power Pad in here? Yeah. So this is my last Guzma. But I could take 2 prize cards with this. How many choice bands are in here? I think that's all of them. I want to keep my Guzma. I want to keep my Guzma. So we're just going to attach the NG onto the Victini. And we're going to go with the Scorching Column. Put that within one shot. Now, how many NGs are in the discard? 4. This would make it 8, so it'd be hitting for 160, which is enough. So what I'm doing here is if he takes the Reshiram out with this Magcargo, I put the Victini in, and I hit this Reshiram. Keep in mind that if he's able to take out the Flareon on the next turn, That's game over for me. But I have a feeling he didn't have any Guzmas. I think that's what we play with, is we trust that he doesn't have the Guzma to get this done. So we go with the Victini up front because 4 is now 8 in the discard. So that's hitting for 160, which is more than enough here. So we're going to chuck the Victini up. And we'll hold on to what we've got for the moment, and we'll just use our Infinity, chucking all our Fire Energies back into the deck, and taking 2 prize cards. There's my other Guzma. And hope that he's not able to Guzma to the Flareon. If he's able to Guzma the Flareon, I've got a much bigger problem on hand. What I'll need is to suddenly be able to get back the energies in hand and get them into the discard very quickly. Is it doable? Fiery Flints aren't here anymore. There's 1 to go somewhere. 2 Ultra Balls. It's doable. Because this is 160. How much would he have to hit for? Keep in mind, you'd power him up by 3. So that's 60. So that's done. Alright, so the Victini will be able to take out this Magcargo in the back line anyway. Alright, so I'm pretty happy. So what happens here is, if he takes down the Victini, I put the Oranguru up front. I use the Guzma to go and pull in one of the Magcargos that are damaged. And that's game. So my opponent, I think, is already conceding. We'll see whether he plays it right out. I am giving him a well played as well. This hits for 160, but I can Guzma straight here and take the final KO with Bright Flame, 190. Very nice. So good game by my opponent there. Good game. The Blacephalon was interesting, but good game. Hello, Marrow, 1, 2, 3. Not a bad starting hand. Do I want 2 Reshirams? I don't think I do. So, what's the plan here? To probably use 1 Ultra Ball to get an Eevee. 1 Ultra Ball to probably go and get the Tapu Lele. So then I'm using Fiery Flint. The only downside to my start is I'm going second. Not using Fiery Flint, using Kiawe. Top decking a Kiawe would make my choice a lot simpler. In fact, top decking a Kiawe would be really good. Let's top deck a Kiawe. Why would you use this Vulpix? No idea. Did not top deck the Kiawe. Do you think I need to keep that draw supporter handy though? So I'm thinking what we do here. We have to Ultra Ball. I think we just be greedy. I think that's the way we play it. Let's be greedy. Let's get rid of you two. Go and get the Eevee and the Tapu Lele. As long as I've got Kiawes in here. Yep, I do. So that's how we play this first hand. The Tate Liza is here just to draw cards after this turn if I don't get into a better draw supporter. So we're going to go and get the Kiawe. Really do hope I get a better draw supporter than Tate Liza for the next turn. And chuck them all onto the Reshiram. So what's going to be tricky here is trying to get enough Fire Energies in hand. I need to find my Fiery Flints. So, my opponent is going to be slow to set up, I think, which is going to be good. He's just disabled his tool card for me, which is good of him. Oh, these could be Alolan Ninetales stop GX attacks. No. Not by the looks of things. He could get a manual switch here and start hitting in on me. Very interesting to see what cards he actually gets. So he wants to evolve this Lampert here. Lampent. He's going to go with a Mysterious Treasure and Nest Ball. Does he have a switch card in hand? Because him not attacking this turn makes my life a lot easier, I can tell you that. What's he going to go and get the Nest Ball with? Type null? I really need some clutch draws with this Tate Liza. So if it's not a draw supporter, I'd like another Eevee. Or a Fire Energy. Can accept either. How was he able to retreat? Oh, he had a fairy Pokemon in play, of course. So that's the reason why he's playing these Vulpix. That's surprising though. Don't see that Vulpix a lot. Alright. We'll chuck the Potown down. We'll use the Tate Liza here. Choice Band would have been really good as well. So, we'll Nest Ball. Or do I want to thin right out? I'm thinking we be a little bit greedy here. This is not a huge amount more that I need. So we'll Ultra Ball. We'll get rid of my draw supporter. And we'll go and get another Eevee down. And by extra greedy, what I'm meaning is I'm going to get a pull of 3 and hope I get a Choice Band. If I get a Choice Band, I can actually one-shot this Alolan Ninetales. So yep, we're evolving this. Did not get the Choice Band. Which means I'm two-shotting no matter what I do. Alright, we are going to go with Scorching Column. And hope that I don't get taken out next turn so I can try and use the Vermilion-GX next turn. So Scorching Column. And that's unfortunate the burn didn't stay. I would have needed that another coin flip to go my way afterwards anyway to be able to get it with the heat stage. So Here's to hoping he does not get something away to KO me. So a Choice Band brings his attack to 100. That's an interesting card. So he's about damage spreading and then finishing off with Chandelure's late. Put that Eevee under pressure. So I think the play right now is evolve this other Eevee. And hopefully get myself a way to start getting fire energies into hand. So we'll Cynthia here. Come on, Fiery Flints. Well, I got a Fiery Flint, that's good. I don't need the manual switch. Got a Choice Band though. I have a feeling I'm not going to get much value out of the Choice Band unless he goes and... I think we actually get rid of the Guzma here. Let's get rid of the Guzma and the switch. It's dangerous, but I want to keep that Choice Band. And we'll go... Oh, that's all I've got. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. How many energies do I have in this? 13. 2 of them are prized. Oh well, I get some value out of this anyway. So we'll go with Vermilion-GX. And now I can attach all these energies. 1 to you. 1 to you. 1 to you. And 1 to you. Now I am hoping he does choose to evolve another Alolan 9 Tails, because that gives me 2 prize cards. If he's only giving me 1 prize card value, this could be tricky to negotiate. Hanging up an extra 20. Just enough to get the KO. Very easily. So we'll go with this Flareon up front. We'll keep that Flareon back safe, I think. We'll go with this Flareon up front. Probably do need to be able to recycle energies pretty soon. I don't think I'm going to get much value out of the Heat Factory right at the moment. Do I think this Flareon's going to last another turn? I think so. So we go with an energy to the Flareon. Let's get another pull out of this Oranguru. It's just an Eevee, which I really don't want to be putting down, but I need to find Energy Retrievals at the same time. Kiawe's a worst case scenario. I could put this Eevee down and Rescue Stretch on the next turn to protect it. That could be the play. I need to thin, so I think that's what we do here. We're going to Pal Pad as well and put back a Guzma and a Cynthia. So what I'm really worried about is the fact I'm only getting 1 prize card pulls out of these Bright Flames. It's a lot to invest for 1 prize card. Especially since I'm out of energies in this deck. I need to find my way into some Energy Retrievals. I've got 2 of them in the deck somewhere. None of them are in my discard. Not sure if they're in my deck or my prizes. But I do have 2 of them. And if I'm going to attack next turn, I need to be able to find one of them. So you're going to be going for a Hypnosis play. He is. So I can attack next turn if I get the Energy Retrieval, I can KO. Which I think we do exactly that. So we're going to Energy Retrieval here. I'm going to go and pull these 2 energies in. Going to chuck one on this Flareon. We're going to Rescue Stretcher. We're going to evolve this Eevee up just so it's not cheap fodder sitting on the bench. Oops, I got to remember that. It's putting damage counters on. Chuck a Choice Band on. I just need to thin as much as I can. Need to find my way into a Guzma. So I'm thinking that we Judge here. Didn't find the way into the Guzma. Because I want to be able to target down that Mimikyu. So we go with the Bright Flame for now. Once again, not good value out of that. Just for 1 prize card. But if I get the Guzma, then it's all fine. There's another Fire Energy. So you're 2 attachments from being able to attack again with any kind of good value. So this is hitting for 120. Thanks to me not thinking. But if I can find my way into, like, if I can top deck a Guzma, although the Judge, that's not the end of the world for me. He needs an energy card to be able to actually, he needs 2 psychic energies to be able to use Vortex of Pain. Energy Retrieval, still no Guzmas. Unfortunate for me. It's got no... Is that the one that gives him free retreat? Yeah. I am a Guzma away from winning this match. Didn't get it. Do I have the Victini in the deck? No, I don't. I have 2 Guzmas in here. Alright. So, I'm thinking that we attach to this Flareon. I think we should Lillie first and then Energy Retrieval. Just because that allows me to attack with this Flareon next anyway. Got the Guzma, so that's really good. And Energy Retrieval as well. Just to set myself up really nicely. So I've got 2 potential attackers. Don't need the Fiery Flint. We're just going to Heat Stage at this stage. Chuck these 2 energies. 1 onto this Flareon. And... I mean, I've got the Guzma anyway, it doesn't really matter. So, unless he can Judge me again and get me out of that Guzma, I think this is game. thanks to him putting out that Mimikyu, or to be honest, just any of these GX Pokemon in general, it is going to be game. I'm surprised he didn't put the Oranguru up front to try and get me stuck. Because surely he has to know that I'm a Guzma away from winning. And putting a 2 retreat Pokemon in would have been a lot better. Really do love how hard this card hits though. 190. Go after the Mimikyu or the Silvally. Doesn't actually matter. So he was going after the trying to get me stuck. Oops, I just used the wrong attack. Oh, wow. I just misclicked. Oh, wow. I seriously can't believe I just misclicked. We'll actually use Bright Flame this time. Oh, wow. Good game, good game. And it is time to rate this deck. So, what do I think? Well, let's start with damage. And damage here is really the strength of the deck. You're about getting in, hitting hard with big numbers early before your opponent can get set up. I mean, 190 and you can get this turn 2 pretty consistently. Or, more ideally, 180 with our GX attack from the Reshiram on turn 2. We can get that consistently and try and stop our opponent from setting up. Unfortunately, 220 is about as high as we can get. And we would have to discard energies at the same time, which is less than ideal if we're trying to take down bigger, tankier Pokemon, particularly with Tag Team coming up. So the damage isn't perfect for this reason, but in the current format is really good. So I'm giving it right now a 9 out of 10. What about defense? The defense isn't too bad for the Flareon, but unfortunately this 180 for the Reshiram isn't tanky at all. So it's a bit of a mixed bag. Defense really isn't what we're going for with this deck. It's a 7 out of 10. Reliability? This deck rolled a lot smoother than I thought. We could find our way into the turn 1 Kiawe quite consistently, and really as a backup, at worst, we're able to fairly well use our heat stage turn 2, like when we can attack, and that might be our turn 1. But we could consistently get to the heat stage as a backup at worst. So the consistency really rolled, but it's a big thank you to this Tapu Lele with the Wonder Tag. Being able to search for that supporter, search for that Kiawe turn 1 quite consistently. But if it did stall, it stalled pretty hard. So not perfect, but it did get rolling pretty often. An 8 out of 10. Overall, I think it's a fun deck to play. There's certainly a better fire deck around with the GX Pokemon in Blacephalon, but a really fun deck that I really enjoyed. So giving this an 8 out of 10.